Alright guys, apologies for the slight delay in our start. It would appear a new update has come through for OBS or YouTube, and as a result, it fucked with my OBS software for a bit. So, apologies if you can't see the stream very well. I'm going to quickly hop on my phone just to see if anything's going on, because I'm not liking what this thing is doing. If it's taking away, like, if it's doing some fucky thing with my, well, with my particular playthrough, because on the actual, is it auto fucking changing my bit rate? No, apparently my bit rate is just going through the roof. Wait, 30,000. Why the hell would I have it at that high? Yes, it's completely fucked with my settings. That's right. Thank you, YouTube, for doing what as your usual. We'll keep it at that at the moment, and hopefully it doesn't do anything too over the top, but GG. So YouTube fucked with my settings. Because that's, of course, logical. Detaching that fucking thing, that's for sure. Well, no, you can't now, because OBS is just ingrained into that shit. Yeah, that's... I'm going to have to keep my eyes on that, because that is irritating. Because I had the settings all perfectly lined up yesterday, no trouble. And then, of course, as per usual, some numbskull decides to put an update through, and fuck with the settings that we already had established. Because, you know, logic. Anyway, that's besides the point. Thank you all very much for tuning in. I apologize for the slight delay in the startup of the stream. It turns out, again, updates appear to be my my eternal nemesis. So welcome back to our little old Factorio playthrough. In the last episode, we did a few things, primarily gathering additional bits of materials, gathering some technologies, and making a much-needed beginning to our base adjustment. Now, I mentioned at the end of the last episode that I was going to have to do some major redesigning of the base. And as you can see from the map, if we get rid of the pollution, I have deleted practically everything inside the base. The reason for this is because we're going to redesign the base. And it would look... Oh, you motherfucker. You better not have destroyed anything. Oh, dear God, that was terrifying. Oh, God. If that had fucking... Oh, God. That scared me, because that's a lot of work. So what I've done, that the asteroids attempted to blow up, which I'm not going to lie. If that had happened and blown it up and I couldn't save it, I'd be like, right, well, that's this run done. See you guys. I've already had bad shit with Star Citizen. Don't do this to me now, Factorio. Anyway. So today, yeah, so basically what I've done is I've stored all of the different buildings that have production inside them. And I've basically stored them up in a position that allows me to kind of basically allow me to redesign it properly. Because I've got the Mark II buildings, and because I'm going to try and see if I can clear out this terrain, I'm going to try and customize the terrain a little bit, so I can try and incorporate some of these things. I have kept some of the mining facilities up. For example, this area here is still up. This area here is still up. So it's like we've still got some things to go around. And as I said, unfortunately, the pollution is quite egregious around here. I don't want to have to get rid of all of these trees, but I also feel that we're probably going to need to, at some point, do that as well. But yeah. So, let's quickly solve this problem. So the big thing right now I need to figure out is where do I go with the stuff that I've got? GG. Let's see. Right, we'll pop that on the side there and pop you here, 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 and that's fine. Right. I need to think about a plan because, like with anything, a plan helps to do a lot. I'm going to try and see if it... So we have stone here, iron here. Sadly, copper is very much a long-distance objective right now, which kind of sucks. And sadly, in order to make platforms, we do have the ingredients to make platforms, but actually, to be fair, how much platform opportunity, how much stone and shit? Because we could potentially make the bridge. I do have a fair amount of the ingredients. So I've got stone bricks, steel. We should have additional boxes of the stuff. Yeah, there it is down there. Because what I can do is I can make a fuck ton of steel, platforms. Yeah, because look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We should, yeah, be able to make an absolute fuck ton of steel. I will need to have a load of metal, but still. How much? 308. Right, we'll use that. What am I missing? Oh, ironically enough, it's stone bricks. Lol. Stump. Right, cancel you. And cancel you. Oh, God. 1.1k. When you sneeze the royal amount. Right, anyway. Let's quickly make this shit. So, what we're going to do is I'm going to basically, whilst I'm reconstructing all of the stuff regarding the iron and the steam, so iron and the stone and the other stuff, I'm going to make a giant platform. Like, we're going to make a giant amount of platforms. Because obviously the big thing right now is we need to make it so that I can connect and make a production facility. Because we're going to use the main lake to... we're going to try and use the facility to make the... use the facility to try and make the... to make the... this area work for us. It's going to be a long haul. I mean, the thing is, space exploration is famed for being the killer of dreams in terms of quick playthroughs, and I'm playing from a somewhat inexperienced aspect. And while my designs may not be super efficient, that'll also probably add a little bit of extra time to the portrait. I mean, my first ever Factorio playthrough took me 90 hours. Mainly because I was fucking around, but still, it was 90 hours is 90 hours. Right, okay, so let's pop the rest of these back. Because I don't think we need that. Or that. We also should have... No, it's just 86. Ah, there we go. Perfect. All those picked up. Was going to say. By the way, let me know what you think of the stream in terms of quality as well as other stuff. Depending on how things go, I am thinking on popping over to Twitch for occasional streams. I might try and do something like Restream where, but instead of having, I think what I might do is I might use Restream for this, because at least it gives me the option to switch between the two without really worrying too much. Because what I might do is for some games I might go on Twitch, and some games I might go on YouTube. Mainly, if we're doing a playthrough stuff, then I might do Twitch. But if it's like something, for example, like Star Citizen, then I might try and do it on Twitch. Because unfortunately, there isn't really much of a huge market at the moment, at least in my particular channel's experience. Why would I destroy you? What is the point? It's a steel, like, have that shit. Why would I waste the money? There we go. Perfect. Right. So, let's see what we need to do. The big thing right now that we need to do is we need to think about constructing a proper base to deal with the... So we need to deal with these cliffs first of all. Because what I want to try and do is I want to make the base more efficiently designed. At the moment, the previous base, while it was good for what we needed, it wasn't really... Like, to expand upon it would have caused more problems. So what I'm doing now is, with the new design in mind, I'm thinking on trying to seriously have a look at organizing my base in a better position. But obviously, the issue is I will have to, obviously... Yeah, efficiency has not been... in terms of Factorio, for me the big problem right now is working from a blank slate. I'm not that good at imagining shit in something. If I start something, or if something's kind of got a pre-foundation for me there, if I'm restricted in my movements, then I can feel, okay, let's give this a bash, and I might be able to have a good chance of being able to sort it. But if, for example, I take something like... If I take something like a blank slate, I'm in much less strength. I'm not exactly in a great position to. Just thought of something. Do I have the ability to use this deconstruction planner? There's like an ability for you to, like, design something. Deconstruction planner, upgrade planner, to-do list, LTM manager, new task. What's the option to adjust what I can destroy? Maybe if I just put the deconstruction planner in. Ah, that's what I want. Right. Is it just deconstruction? So is it just cliffs? Can we find just specific cliffs? Yeah, there we go. There we go. So that now means, yeah, perfect. Right, we'll get rid of this as well. I mean, theoretically speaking, I should be able to find the cliffs no trouble, but it's one of those things which is like, if they're in the brush. Perfect. Oh, that's perfect. Right. Doopy-doopy-doo. Ah. Did the cliff finder not work? Well, I found the cliff, so it's not quite as... Do I need to, like, go into the map edition? Okay. So it does work. It's just for some reason if you do it like this... Oh, it does work! So does it only... Oh, I see. It only works if you... Okay, well that's kind of... semi-useless, I suppose. But at least it does show, yeah, kind of useless. Well, useless. Semi-useful. Sorry. Glass half full and all. So, you need to be in the area to see them, but, yeah. Suppose is something. Possibly a vehicle? No, we don't need a vehicle. I'm not that lazy. yet. Right, so the plan is basically make video... The plan is get rid of these cliffs, make it as nice and big as flat as possible. And then, of course, somehow build the best kind of defensive position we can find. And make the factory more efficient. Well, the most important thing is to get the factory efficient. Right. And do not mind me as I'm rambling, because I tend to do that. Unfortunately, when my mind is like 50% focused on one thing, 40% focused on talking, and like 10% focused on playing, I think I've just already done it. Yeah, basically, my mind, if I'm not 100% focusing on one thing in particular, I tend to drift, and my words become garbled, and any sense of intelligent conversation, not even conversation, seems to go right out the window, which unfortunately is not good. Anyway. So, how is everyone? Hope you're all having a wonderful weekend. If you're in the UK, you're enjoying a bank holiday, as, well, it's a bit of a sad bank holiday, but it is still a bank holiday. And for those who don't know what a bank holiday means, it's basically a sort of day off, official day off. This is mainly the main purpose of this is to celebrate a particular period in the spring. Maybe it's Easter, maybe it's some other kind of festival event, you know, the usual spiel. However, unfortunately, on this particular occasion, the reason why we're having a bank holiday is because well, obviously, if you haven't heard the news lately, Her Majesty the Queen has sadly passed away. So, as a result, in order for her funeral, a state funeral, to be fair, to be taken place, the King has authorized a bank holiday for this particular day. Now, the interesting thing one could ask is does this mean it's like a permanent bank holiday? You know, Queen Remembrance Day or something like that. And will it just simply be for this particular occasion? Maybe not. We don't know. But what is important, of course, is that on Monday, the state funeral of Her Majesty will occur. So, on the plus side, day off. On the downside, funeral. But still, apart from that, hopefully your weekend will be nice and enjoyable, and you've got some nice plans to be made. I have myself no plans, as per usual. Because antisocial behavior is so much more appealing. Right, anyway. Nah, it's cool. It's grab you, smash you. I think. Yeah, that is a cliff. Die, cliff. Right, grab you, perfect. There's like a particular knack I've found when doing these cliffs, where if you target certain points, you can negate a large portion of the cliff. Like if you can basically negate 2 at a time. And for those who are thinking that this is possibly cheating, you're not entirely wrong. But then again, to use cliff explosives is much more efficient, even with the steel processing upgrade on my mining ability. Because while yes, it still takes a couple of hits to knock out a couple of blocks. I'm effectively only spending about 2. I'm basically getting rid of 2 cliff pieces, 1 cliff piece per hit. However, the cliff explosives can reduce about 3 to 4 cliff pieces per single detonation charge. So the only real difference in terms of power is that I only have to click once or twice to get rid of something like this, whereas with the normal mode, modus operandi, I would have to delete. I'd have to spend well, without the cliff explosives. I have to spend quite a fair amount of time just whacking this the cliff face off. So it is. So, I think in the grand scheme of things, it's like a less efficient way of doing it, but it is doable. And while I don't hate cliffs in particular, I know that cliffs are a fairly contentious subject regarding Factorio players. I personally find them to be quite useful in both providing a unique challenge to a particular Factorio playthrough, as well as giving you a bit of an edge against the bugs. But sadly, I will admit, they are also times where they are quite irritating to deal with. For example, like this, where I'm now having to completely do whatever. But I'm not especially mindful of that. Right, okay, whoop! I mean, I might as well delete this cliff as well. But no, so for the second playthrough, I have basically decided, you know what, let's well, I've had this particular mod which, as you can see, allows me to deconstruct all of the cliffs using a melee option. And while I will agree, and while it is available from the start, thus you could argue it's slightly more overpowered than, say, the other stuff, I would state that it is a bit of a case of Factorio automation style. I would state that it is more a case of Factorio automation than let's have a look, see. There's a very distinctive rocks in that particular formation. Well, we can't. We need to explore this. But oh, hello. Hello. Holy shit. Centrifuge. I mean, I will take the fucking accumulators and the substation. Jesus Christ. I mean, I'll take these as well. I mean, I don't really have a use for the centrifuges at the moment, because I don't even have nuclear power. Though I can happily report we have the means to make nuclear power. At least we've got the uranium for it, if that's what they're talking about. But the substation... Oh, you bet your fucking ass we're taking the substation. And we have solar panels. Though I think I now can finally build said solar panels. But I need to obviously design my base in that particular regard. I also probably need to think about making a massive solar array. As much as I don't want to, because that would basically let the greenies win. I won't lie, in terms of like efficiency and slight eco power, well, cheap power, until I get nuclear energy. Then of course I'm going to dump that fucking shit you faster than you can say bugger off. But I won't lie, there is an advantage to having a solar panel. The only difference, or the only issue in that particular facet, is that I'm going to need to find green, not green, oh, excuse me. I do declare my apologies if you're yawning. I don't know what to do. Right. I think what probably would be a good idea. We're almost finished with the platforms. So once that's done, I'll be able to... Yeah. Once I've done that, I'll be able to hop straight over to make this sort of platform that goes up here. Hopefully, it won't take the entirety of the fucking platforms, because if so, we're fucked. Just straight up right now, we are in the fucked zone, which is not good. Whoa! I'm so glad I can't die doing this. I tell you now, when I had the first time, when I had like my fucking first few times using the grapple gun, it was terrifying. Because like we weren't sure if you could basically grapple yourself into the fucking drink, because you can kill yourself with the water filled, but you can't, and your body is very, very precarious. If you fuck up and you die in the ocean, that's it. You pretty much lost all the gear on you. So, with that in mind, I was really scared about using this particular device on water. But as you can see, it just won't do it. For a second, I was like, it won't do it. I'm like, shit. Now, this will be the place where we move the shit from. Oh, God, Hope, you want to go over the place? I probably should get another cup of coffee. I didn't even have a cup of coffee this morning. No, I haven't. That's probably why I'm yawning. Right, so... yeah, I'm thinking we go from here. Can you even see my mouse pointer? Yes, you can see my mouse pointer. Perfect. I was a bit worried that the stream was like, in addition to trying to fuck with your settings, we're gonna take away your mouse pointer. Oh dear, the bugs at level 2. But it looks like my pollution is finally going down a bit, which is wonderful news. It's gonna go straight back up the moment I start fucking building shit again. It's like, yeah, this whole, you having differences thing. Yeah, that ain't gonna last long. Right. Oh, ooby doo. I'm gonna repair you, ooh, ooh. I'ma make you new, just like two. I can't think of anything that rhymes with this song. Whoop. Right, we all gooch. Right, about a few seconds, we're going to have all the wonders of the world. Right, so I think... yeah. Yeah. We've only got one chance of this. Wait until this is built. Right, perfect. Right, we'll save this. To try and ensure the dominance of our thing to upgrade the rig and beyond. Right, and away we go. Oh boy. Oh shit. We might not have enough. 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 No. Oh god. Okay, okay, okay. Reduce, reduce. Oh my god. Oh god. Oh. Jesus Christ, 1,000 into that. What the fuck? Oh god. Well, shit. Yeah. Oh shit, alright. Jesus. Right. Okay. Well, on the one hand, huzzay, we did it. On the other hand, it was only just. I'll take a free production facility. Weaver heaver. Boom. Boom. Free shit is free shit. Ooh. I will take a gate. Again, there is shit I... Ooh, hello, what are you? Oh, there's 2 turrets. Fuck! Right, let's load that again. I did not see those turrets there. Okay, well actually what I could probably do is make it like maybe this big. Yeah. Because we don't need it to be a huge bridge. God. It's so terrifying. Right. Perfect. Right, okay. Right, let's fix this shit up. I'll take a few free of these. Right, grab you. How do I make medical? I just need raw fish. Okay. And of course, that's when the fuckers don't decide not to turn up. Oh no. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, yeah, the whole iron plate thing. Yeah, that's kind of important, isn't it? Kind of. Where was that building? Okay, yeah. Oh, 2 radars. They're free radars. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Oh, fuck my life. Right, well that went about as well as it could have possibly gone. Oh, God almighty. Right. Oh, that was actually quite hilarious. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, the important thing. We got the bridge built. I'll call it something impressive later, but right now it's called Bridge to Copper. Right, okay. Yeah, let's just make this as soon as possible. Right, well the copper's all sorted, so... Well, the copper is gathered, I suppose, I should say. Right, so what do we need to do? We need to clear out these trees. Boy, that was entertaining. Let's see. There's a couple of things I really need to start looking into. Right, let's gather all the wood we can. Because what we're going to do is we're going to turn this into flat ground. We may spend the majority of this stream just clearing the decks to try and make this place a little bit more efficient. But once we got things going again, we should be able to start producing materials at a much better rate. And, more importantly, I can start constructing... Like, I can start crafting and doing all of the necessary... There we go. 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 I can basically start crafting all of the electric miners and whatnot, and we can try and get that. At the moment, we'll just stick with the one thing so far, but what I want to eventually do is I want to try and utilize all of the resources, because there's a bunch of resources over here, as well as the 2 pits here as well, the 1.7, so yeah, the 3.8 mil there, that's another 4 mil, that's about maybe another 5 mil, so we have 5 million in ore patches, which of course, you know, is not going to last that long in the grand scheme of things. We've got this 6.7 mil, which obviously is going to last us a bit. Then there's some stone over yonder. Then there's some other patches. So there is, you know, there are plans we can put into place to try and mitigate these potential hazards. And say, hazards. Right. But now, the main intention is to try and make a base that's capable of that is strong enough to be able to produce the materials needed to advance, whilst also being capable of defending itself. Because eventually, I do want to turn on the bugs aggressive mode on. But unfortunately, at the moment, I'm just unable to defend my base against the rampant AI. I have made them probably a bit harder than I should have done. But I am also a glutton for punishment, at least in some respects. And I'm also a stubborn fucker, so if I make a mistake, I'm not often wanting to admit that I've made the mistake. So, rather than do the intelligent thing and just reset with a lower AI difficulty or without the rampant bugs, instead I'm going to be like, no, fuck you, we're going to do this with the bugs on, and I'm going to make myself work through it. I'm just going to make it as doable as possible, whilst also attempting to make it challenging still. One also thing that I'm probably going to do as well, I might focus a bit more on Twitch for this next one, is when the game Darktide comes out, which reminds me I do need to buy it. Like, I've been saving my money because obviously economics at the moment, but I might want to consider purchasing the special edition of the game. There we go. Grab all of that. Grab that. Is the... There we go. Boom, boom, boom. Wonderful. We also have some wood as well, which is good, because I can either turn this into making chips, like green chips, or I can turn it into making... We're not in a position where I can easily make the medium holes, so doing it this way might also be useful. The deconstruction thing goes faster when you... cutting down trees seems to go faster when you've got them listed for deconstruction. Well, let's test this. It does? Right, this tree. Oh no, it's about the same speed. I could shoot these trees down, but I kind of want to gather the resources more. Because trees are useful for resources. Lovely trees. Dum-de-dum-da-dum. Eventually we'll get to the point where we don't need these as much for their wood. But I figure I might as well harvest as much as possible so that I can at least utilize them either as the wood is intended or, you know, turn them into poles or do whatever. Because if there's a plentiful amount of trees... Dum da dum da dum dum da dum da dum da dum da dum da dum dum da dum. Cut all the trees down, piss off the eco nuts. Ah, brilliant. Right. So let's see what we can do. Do do do. Do 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 do. Go off my phone. Whoops. Sweet. Right. And for all the Factorio veterans out there, feel free to let me know what you think in the comment section down below. If you like this kind of content, if you don't like this kind of content, I appreciate that the Factorio audience has already a special mindset towards this game. Because let's face it, when you get hit by the Factorio bug, you either love it 100% or you don't. Because as we all know, the factory must grow. The factory must grow. But yes, anyway, we all know that. And what's worse is whenever games decide to do things that are similar in Factorio, oh boy. I mean, a good example of this is Foxhole. So recently, that's another game I'm going to be doing a bit of time with. Probably not too sure about live streaming because that obviously is a live war, so I don't want to stream it and like get shat on for displaying shit. But what I will say is pretty fucking sweet about that game is the level of like in-depthness when it comes to even outside combat roles. Like to quickly summarize Foxhole, I think I said this in my previous stream, but I'll say it in this one as well. Foxhole is basically I don't know what the term is, like isometric? No, not that. Basically, it's like a 3D top-down 3D top-down game where you basically third-person 3D top-down single-player game. Fuck, I can't even find the words. Basically, Foxhole is a massive multiplayer game where you are a single soldier in an alternate 20th century, I'd say early to mid 20th century war. Where there's two factions. One is the Colonials, which is a sort of mixture between communist Russia, America, and yeah, I'd say communist Russia and America. Like if you put the two together, they're sort of semi-Russian / American design philosophies. Their uniforms are green. They've got the M1 helmet, all that sort of thing. And there's no politics in the game, be advised, which is actually quite a refreshing change when it comes to what is essentially a war game, a modern war game, sorry. But the big thing, and then the other faction is the Wardens, who are the sort of mixture between Germany and France, with a sort of a more defensively minded, iron grey sort of group of people, that sort of thing. So, there we go, perfect. Just going to get rid of all this trees so I can... Yeah, because we can make that happen. So we don't have to keep chopping this down. So yeah, basically the point of the war, basically the point of the game is that these two factions fight each other, and they in an ever repeating cycle. And the point of the war is that you have to capture a number of certain victory points from the other side, and then they start all over again. And it's a fun experience. You have to work with teammates. You can do sort of solo, but obviously it's meant to be a multiplayer. But the big sort of winning points about the game is that everything that's crafted, that's being utilized in game, like in terms of weapons, equipment, tanks, and whatnot, is player crafted. Someone has to spend time making the resources, gathering the materials together, and making the weapons, the tanks, the armored vehicles, all sorts. And and there's like their own game. There's basically multiple types of players, and some of the players that you can spend an entire war, which also can last quite some time. Like it can last weeks and months. I think the longest one. Let me quickly Google. Longest war. How long did that last? War 87 concluded was 24 hours. 87. Oh, that was their 83. Because basically they can last over a month towards, generally months, I'd say. Yeah, 36.7 days. Yeah, 36 days. So an entire month, which does kind of sound... bearing in mind, thousands of players at any one point are doing this potential fighting. It can potentially last even longer, but obviously depending on the new metas and whatnot. So, yeah, that's a pretty long, lengthy war. So, the other thing when it comes... So the other aspect, of course, is that the game has the different sort of playstyles you can have. Infantry fighting on the front lines, you can be a tanker, you can be artilleryman, you can be a partisan who basically sneaks behind enemy lines, fucks with the enemy supplies. And then, of course, you can be the Logi, and I said you can play an entire war without firing a shot. So there is a ton of things for you to do. And they've just, in the latest update, for actually update 1.0, a couple of long-awaited features are being added into the game. The first being trains, which was something that players have been asking. Yes, it's been a long-awaited feature for terms of Logi. But not only do they add the trains, and they reattach big, large tank battle tanks, like sort of mainline battle tanks, which are apparently something that's not been in the game for quite some time. They've decided to add a facility option as well. So basically, players can construct their own production facility. Now, sadly, at the moment in this initial opening, it's limited to what it can do, because obviously the point of the Logi towns and everything else is designed to make it so that there are towns that you construct shit from and that are a strategic point. But the fact that players then can immediately start crafting other things around it, oh boy, it's really fucking awesome. I'm really excited for it, and I'm holding off playing it until the update comes out, because I know if I try and play it a little bit beforehand, it's just the experience may not be as awesome once it finally does come out, because I'll be half burnt out. But the game itself, oh, it's fantastic. It's a very good thing. When you get bitten by the Logi bug as well, there's a strange feeling of addiction, and I can't really describe it in any other way except dopamine. When you're driving trucks around building shit, or you're being part of a large convoy of reinforcement, of like ammo, and doing these silly little things which shouldn't really matter. Like, it really shouldn't be you're just driving a truck from A to B. But there's something absolutely wonderful about just spending an entire day, in my eye, just grabbing supplies, ferrying them to the front, building gathering the materials, going to the mass production like factories, and like fucking like queuing up the main orders and whatnot, like just being part of the war effort. That for me is something that I just love. It's the build-up. I think that's the strongest thing I could say, and it looks, and I love it. It's fucking awesome. It's just, there's too many, the words that describe it is too much. And again, if you get bit by the Logi bug, it becomes very dangerous. If you don't play it for a while, like I tend to sort of play it for a bit and then take a long break, and I play it for a bit and then take a long break. But by the time I get back into it, I've got the fucking itches for the Logi bug. Like, I'll see the trucks, and I'll see music videos about things. And there's a YouTuber called Pudsey who makes really good music videos. Like he makes parody. It's more parody than serious, but it's basically songs that are relatable. And then he's got like hello. Huh. Okay. He's got songs that are quite relatable, like the 16 Crates, or Callahan is Calling Me, which is my personal favorite. I fucking love that. There's a lot of things I fucking love in this particular game. Right, let's see what we can do. Perfect. hacking trees. There we go. Right, so far so good. We've been able to get rid of a large amount of trees, and my inventory is slowly but surely filling up with trees and wood. Oh, how I wish I could seal up everything about that place. Right. Little bit more tree cutting. Luckily, this whole area is quite barren, so it's just this upper bit that we need to take care of, and probably... yeah, probably a bit of that. I'm curious, how far... let's do a little bit of scouting, just to see what kind of intel we can get about this place. God bless this grapple gun. God bless this grapple gun. I will say, if you're a new Factorio player, you won't go wrong... oh god. If, you won't go wrong if you decide... nice. Oh shit. Oh shit. That could be a problem. But that's a lot of iron. Spitter spawn, breeder spawn, wall breaker and web spawner, tank and mine. Bugs are spreading. Not for the better either. Oh yeah, that's it. Right, with a risk of potentially getting slapped a bit. Actually, before I do, let's save as well, just in case. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a slight deviation and try and explore a little bit of this sector. Because I might be able to... if I have an idea as to how the coastline works in this particular regard, I might be able to figure out... okay. There is a causeway with a lot of bugs. I will take the 28 though. Risky time. I mean, eventually I'm going to get a plane, but this'll do. Is that oil in? Oh, no, it's not. Just looked a bit weird. Okay, that's an expansion we can deal with. It's not a huge... sadly, it's quite a large causeway, but it's still a causeway, which is better than most. Let's see. Right, let's have a little bit of an exploration. Destination, obligation, something. Oh god! Don't mind if I do. Hey, free shit is free shit. Right, okay, so it looks like this particular plateau is fairly, oh, okay. Oh, nice. Aw, this game likes me. He says, being very fucking optimistic. Hey, look, a thing we're not going to be able to build for fucking ages. Right, anyway. It's hardly worth taking it, because it'll be stuck somewhere for fucking God knows how long. Oh, mama! Oh, you fucking beauties. I have an exact idea where I want to put you. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, this isn't going to do a huge amount. But there are no cats in America, and the streets are made of cheese. I've learnt my lesson. I will not go near you. Okay, so the south appears to be quite devoid of bug activity, which is nice. And it looks like we found the bottom of the lake, which is a little shorter than I can float. Fuck. Ah! Eh? Does it have ammo? Oh, it doesn't have ammo. Haha! Look at you trying to shoot me with your no ammo. Ha 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 ha. Right. Bugger. Yeah. Well, it looks like our north and south are covered. It's just our east and west. Well, I say north. North covered is a very divisive subject. For the sake of the stream, I would say it's more or less the north. I mean, to be fair, all we need to do is effectively cut this particular zone off, but it's diagonal because, of course, it fucking is. So we'd have to be somewhere like here to here, which would mean we'd have to get rid of these bugs. But that's besides the point. We need to probably focus on building the fucking base first before we do anything stupid like that. I'm guessing there's nothing on that side either. Probably not, no. What the fuck do we do? We need to centralize the steel and we need to centralize the iron and steel processing. So maybe along this side we focus on. I should add a tag. Actually, I'll probably just have the building icon for this, so, yeah, that. Yeah, around there-ish. I mean, delete that. Yeah, around there-ish, because then here, here, here can all kind of congeal into this one area. The stone, the stone, yeah, so the stone will probably be... Stone processing will probably be, like, here, maybe? And then... And copper will be sort of... Yeah, around here-ish. I'm feeling here. Because it's coming down from here. And then obviously we've got a little bit of copper ore mixed with the crude oil. Then, coal management will probably be around this location. We do have this unfortunate level of copper production, but I might just build over that and ignore it. Because it's like only 31k. Which, you know, isn't a huge problem. Then I think we need to, like, think about factory buildings per se. I think around here we want to build something. So I'll build a tag here. Yeah, science. Dear fucking God. Look at all the different fucking science we've got to deal with. Fuck me. Right. So I think science production should be... I mean, do we still have the buildings? No, we don't. So, effectively, we should probably make the science production... I think science is going to be very important, so we should probably put that more in the center of the facility. So... I mean, to be fair, these are rough guidelines. I'll be truthful. Right, next we probably need to think about assigning an area of buildings. Right, so the industrial estate will probably be... I'm not entirely sure, to be honest with you. Maybe the science... yeah, that'll be where the industrial estate is, and... It's more like... Yeah. Oh god, right, I'm gonna get myself a cup of coffee. Because I am yawning like a motherfucker. Right, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? So, dunk. Nope, wrong one. Dunk. BRB for like a few seconds whilst I get coffee, because... Jesus Christ. Actually, I should probably put that back back in because my headset's quite low on charge. So yes, BRB for a few moments a couple of minutes whilst I get myself a cup of coffee, and I shall return. energy now. Or at least in the form of coffee. Right. Okay. Right, so... Yeah, I'm thinking, right, so let's get the Right, let's get... Pardon me. Oh, I see. Which direction do they want to go? Left or right? Probably left. There we go. That's more like it. So, 1, 2 to start with, and then the steel will be 1, 2. Perfect. Right, if we get the copper going. These do we have? We have the means. Yeah, that works. Right, let's delete these 2 blueprints then and go with the better processing. Ah, I see. Smelting. Start with this, I guess. We'll start with this initially, and then we'll see what we can do. Yeah. Perfect. Means there's less to have to do, I guess. Which in the long spell looks probably like a good idea. We'll see. We'll see. I may need to upgrade these to the... I may need to, like, extend them out a bit. Oh, I see how that works. Nah. Yeah, that works. And then... Perfect. We're going to have to replace the red lines... Oh, sorry. We're going to have to replace the red processing with the... again, the red belts with the yellow belts. But apart from that, we should be gooch. Yeah, this looks a little better. We may not need the second belt line immediately, but at the same time... Right. Do we have enough... wood in there, grab that, grab that, grab that. Yes, we do have enough. Perfect. We only have about 548, but that'll do. How many, 1466. Yeah, that's doable. I'll hold off making 2 for now, but we'll make the facilities possible, like... Oh. Actually, yeah, we can have that. Yeah, we'll make it possible for the facilities to be there, and then obviously... Perfect. Fuck's sake. Right? No. There we go, right. Okay. We'll do this one to start with, just so we get the initial production of metal out. The next thing we're going to need to do is probably do the copper one. I think we have more than enough copper... We have more than enough steel production facilities as well as... do the all right, perfect. Straight for a little bit. We'll sort of start making the bare bones of this facility. This will be a straight line, because this is going to act as our main source of power lines, and we do have a shitload of wood and other jazz to turn things. Right. Perfect. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Right, there you go. That works. Looks slightly better organized now. Right. Fuck yeah. That's connected. Perfect. Have an outlying power connection. Perfect, and then I can delete these. Right, okay. We're getting somewhere. How much do we have in... Because I'm fairly certain we should have more. We do. Right, that's all we got. 3.4k. Ah, never easy, is it? Right, let's see. That there. You Right, tell you what we can do to start with. Mine the living shit out of this place. Pardon me. Much better. Right. We do have other coal piles to take shit from, but this particular coal pile is a fairly sizable coal pile. And it will be a good starter for 10. Yeah. Actually, yeah. Yeah. No, yeah. Could. Yeah, actually, that's not a bad idea. Right. First time. I think the first building we're going to probably want to get set up is the belt production facility again. just because I got a feeling. Apologies, I've been a bit quiet at the moment. I'm just trying to concentrate and make sure that this is done as good as possible. Right. In fact, I'm gonna... Fuck yes. Fuck yes. That is exactly where I want it to be. Fantastic. Oh, this is perfect. Progression, comrade. Oh. My character's dancing for joy. It's like, ooh, I got it right, yeah, and I'm doing it well, and we're planning it right, and things are coming out good. Right. So, perfect. Oh, damn. Right, now comes the other side of the coin, which is the copper processing. Now I'm thinking because primarily we're getting it from the upper top source. I am probably going to put it under. I'm probably going to put the processing smelter in like vertical, like so. Oh, and it fucking works as well. Perfect. Right, so we're going to have once again, two things. And this time, I think we'll probably have it something like here. Yeah, here. Oh, this is beautiful. This is fucking beautiful, and I love it. Well, love a day, love a day, love a day. Well, love a day like this. Do you really like it? Is it wicked? Well, love a day, love a day, love a day. Well, love a day like that. Do you really like it? Is it wicked? Well, what love a day, love a day. Well, love a day like this. 3 beans, 1. And a booting one. Select. Damn, this is good. And the other thing that makes me like this more as well is I'm not relying on robots to do this for me. Now, I know eventually I will be grateful for the robots, and I do need to get the robots, but the problem I've been having with Factorio up until now was the fact that I kept relying on the robots to practically do everything for me. It was a bit of a problem, I won't lie. Right, this is where it gets a little bit sketchy because we're running a little bit low on these splitters, and if we run out the splitters, we're kind of fucked. Right. We don't have enough for the this could be problematic. We don't have enough splitters to be able to start off a large production of copper. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but it is a problem. See what we can do with this. Yeah, we're going to have to be careful with that as well. I mean, eventually we're going to turn this into a proper factory production line, but yeah. Like, I mean, on the ground and everything. My brain was just thinking, like, movement speed. And I'm like, yeah, eventually we're going to turn that into that. We'll delete this to start with, but we'll keep this ghost there. Right, now comes the fun part. And when I say fun, I mean painful and just potentially depressing. Right. Perfect. How much? I may only be able to get a small amount of materials, which would suck. Let's see. How many of these buildings do we have? We should. Oh, no. Okay. False alarm. We don't have to worry about the splitters. That's actually quite relieving. I was a bit worried for a second there. We have 4, 7... 7 of that. Is that all we have? Do we not have any more? What do we need to build them then? I can build one now. It gives us 8. I should probably also save as well because it's been a while. Okay. Let's have a look-see over here. What have you got? No. I mean, I'll take all the copper we can get and immediately utilize that. Same for that as well. Grab all of that we can nab. Grab some of that. That's all we got. That is pretty concerning, if you ask me. Right, we're gonna split the amount of coal into these particular things so that they're maxed out in terms of coal production, which is fantastic. And then we're going to take all the coal that's inside these boxes and fill up the smelters as much as possible with all the spare coal that's been dumped on us, because I think we need to probably get rid of it. We'll do the metal first of all. Yeah, we'll do the iron first of all, because I think iron is probably going to be a little bit more important. So, grab all the coal. There we go. That's them all filled. And all the copper in the world can go into these things. So we get a nice little bump in production to start with. Which is nice. It's a start. So we've got that stuff for that. Because there's a shitload of iron for that. There's a nice good start for copper for that. But we do have a slight disadvantage. Never so slight disadvantage. In the sense that we probably will... Actually, to be fair, we... Actually... If I put 1k... We also probably need to get some of that as well. Let's have a look, see. Is there anything distinctive about this thing? Not especially. No, nothing too important, at least. Right, we'll put the boilers back into here. Put you into there. Put you here. Right. Is that going to be enough? I mean, we can use a couple more. We've got the boxes for it, so we might as well. I'll take one stack of this and these as well. We only have 16. That's going to be enough, I'd say. Right. Let's get the production facility set up for a slight amount of copper. We have 2.5k in. Do we know it that way? I think it must be better that way. Yeah. Because obviously this is going to be the thing that's going to take the most amount of time to get to the objectives, which is why we want to have an initial production of steel, of copper, as presented. Right. That's all she wrote. And 2 into 1 is just... To be fair, we should probably just put the 2 into 1 here. Right. Okay. Right. Effectively, that's that set up. The initial sort of wave of shit. I'm a little concerned of the bugs, admittedly. But they are on peaceful mode, so as long as we don't piss them off, I think we'll be fine. And it's a little baby shit, but yeah. To be fair, though, I could. I'll get some turrets and set them up along the side so that the bugs don't do anything too menacing before I get started on that. How's my pollution levels? Is it still there? Oh, okay, good. It's only slightly now produced. I think it's because of these guys, perhaps. But, yeah. Fucking difference, eh? Right. We'll take a look at this moment and just remember, this is the last time you'll see this particular planet so healthy. And then everything else just dead. Right, what am I doing? Turrets and ammo, gotcha. Right, let's quickly get this turret set up. I'm just gonna grab, like, grab the turrets, grab the ammo. And then we're just gonna... Actually, that's a point as well. We probably need to set up the radars again. Do we have the radars set up here? No. Okay. That's fine. How many radars do I have? Did I take them with me? No, because if I did, I'd be intelligent. Right, grab a radio. What was it? Radio. Radar. Okay. 4 radars. Is that all? Can I build more radars? Of fucking course not. Right, it's going to be slightly disjointed, but... Radar. I'm going to plonk a radar-like. I'm going to plonk a radar, like, in the center, probably around here. Primarily, so that way we can kind of... I can cheese this a little bit. And that also saves me on radars. 2 more radars. Okay. Right, perfect. You are radar for here. Right, turrets. Mush. 1, 2, 3. I'll put them in between. And of course, ooby-doo. I'm going to shoot all of you. Ooh, ooh. Right. Ammunition. Evenly distributed. Boop. Perfect. Right, so now that's like a... It's not the world's greatest defense, of course, and I'm fairly certain they're not going to shoot at all. But rather than risk the bugs getting pissed off and destroying this very, very delicate production facility, I'd rather have the knowledge that I'm at least somewhat able to defend that zone, considering I'm also quite far away from it. Even the grapple gun will take time to get to it. Right, so that's all set up, ready to go. Okay, there. Okay, so iron ready to go. This ready to copper, not ready to go. Fuck, I forgot to get the. I'm like, copper, you ready? You haven't made me ready yet. Fuck. Right. Eventually, I'm going to turn like this into a straight up bridge that I can make it across, but because we don't have a huge amount of resources at the moment, we're gonna have to go via straight and semi-diagonal lines. Charge. I'm hoping that this particular copper production field will be... Yeah, there we go. Right. There we go. And then, of course, you can just do this and this. And it works. Yes! Yeah. Ah, that moment, that dopamine effect when your shit works. Perfect. Right, let's continue to make this copper flow. Let the copper flow within you. My amazing production facilities, you will produce nothing but copper for me. Why? For Sigma! Perfect. Right, so you've maxed out 230 on that particular thing. That's particularly good in my eye. In my book, that's pretty fucking dope. Perfect. Okay, that's it. Copper, are you ready? Ready! Fucking iron, are you ready? Ready! Perfect. Right, we probably should make the... Alright, we have enough for steel, so let's go... We have enough for steel, so let's get the steel set up. Iron is ready. Steel, you're gonna get it ready. Perfect. Oh, I'm feeling a buzz for this now. Now that I've got into the swing of things, it's like I can finally concentrate and have ideas. I said, when it comes to making a blank check, I have absolutely no idea where to start. But once I get an idea in my head, like once I got a rough plan going, or if I'm in an environment where I already have half the decision made for me, in the sense of like what kind of terrain I have and whatnot, I do feel the level of creativity coming out. It just takes a while. But once I'm in a role that I'm fairly confident I can do quite well. Right, perfect. Savanium. I am so glad I decided to do this. Perfect. Right, okay. I might use the wood potentially to craft wooden the chips, the green circuits for a while. Because the thing is, the green circuits, in order to make green circuits without needing stone, I mean, I'll set it up so that the moment I run out of wood, it'll immediately go to stone tablets again. But like, if I can get to use if I can get to use wood and if I can make it so that I don't need to use Chief knows. There you go, perfect. So yeah, if I can get it so that we can have the wood cutting, because obviously there are still trees and shit about all over the place, and we do have a rather large selection of wood. Now, admittedly, I could also utilize the trees as part of the wires connection. Start again. I can't even fucking speak. Eventually, I could utilize the trees and the copper to make the wooden poles. However, I don't think I think I'm at a point where we're almost at the point where I can start making the medium ones. It requires more, but I think we can make medium electric poles, which are better as a generic rule. Plus, also, this one only requires iron sticks. So, yeah, we're going to be producing quite a fair amount, though I think at some point I'm going to have to seriously look and investing into trains. I do want to use trains in this particular run, but I probably will need to find some people who know how to work trains and teach me how, because I can't use the I can't use the guides very well. It's a no-go. It's an absolute no-go. Right, well, the good thing is, unless I can do this, perhaps, for a time. Right, let me get a steel. Right, I'll pop this here, and we'll pop all of the copper into there whilst we're waiting. Might as well... Yeah, we'll do it like this, just so we can... Right. There we go. Right, so at least that's kind of the pre-nub foundation for that. Okay, so... Copper, are you ready? Yes, you are. Are you ready? Are you ready? We've got a... You ready? You are ready. Oh, stone. important. Right, I think what we'll do with stone is we'll only have the one. I don't think we need two. I think we only need the one. And in fact, I might even go for the smaller one. Nah. No, we'll go with this. No, where is it? Where is it? There we go. Yeah. So we'll go with like the half production. Because at the moment it's just not quite needed. Also, we need to get rid of this. Right, delete all of this shit. I do not need you. I left my home to join the army. I left my home to join the army. Are we? Right, I think we're gonna go with the power system. The main intention with this power supply situation as well is I don't want to have loads of wires crossing about causing issues, such as what we have here. Fucking trees. So it's like, if we can keep these poles as straight as possible, it just makes my whole brain work a little better. And then when we finally have things like ocean to stop it, actually, still, we can keep them straight. Keep on the straight and narrow. The intention is basically we're all trying to connect up into, like everything's... Like, my intention with the power supply situation is I don't want to have so many goddamn, like, poles crisscrossing all over the place, and I have to fuck around trying to figure out which one powers what. Because there's always going to be... There's going to be a point, like we've had already in this particular playlist, where I've decided, fuck this particular thing in general, and all of a sudden, half my factory decides to go to sleep. So... rather than put myself in a position where where I have to frustratingly figure out what power goes where, I'm instead going to basically have a single, like a couple of lines heading up in either straight or slightly curved to try and ensure that, to try and mitigate, perfect, in order to try and mitigate any kind of fuckery that may occur whilst building and doing stuff. And also, it makes it look nice. It makes it look nice and tidy. I left my home to join the army. There we go. Because we're going to have to fuck around with this as well, which I'm not looking forward to. Yeah. I'm not looking forward to this bit. I would rather have the fucking big power, these substations in the center, though, to be... oh my god, look at that. Just one of these fuckers. One of these fuckers could control all of this. I would just have to redesign the whole fucking system. I would have to do that. Oh, that's really tempting. But I don't have the research. Where is the research for that? Substation? Substation. Oh, you cunt. Motherfucker. Oh, it's a really rare material. Fuck you. Right, we can't rely on this then. Motherfucker. Okay, that's fine. We're just gonna have to have endless tirades of fucking, right, let's quickly... oh no, they'll be self-sufficient because as soon as I... yeah. Fuck! Alright, that's fine. That's fine. I left my home. I left my home to join the army. To join the army. I left my home. Right. Let's see. I get a reverse one, please? Actually, I can. Why? Because, motherfucker, I have you. Yes. Goddamn trees. Fucking trees. Die, you little bastards. There we go. Right. Oh, yes, I should also probably save. We're at a pretty good point, though. Like, this particular... I wasn't feeling hugely confident at first, but I am beginning to gain more confidence when it comes to building this shit, and how my... Like, now that my plans are kind of becoming a little bit more realized, I can actually see the benefits of this particular thing. Oh, no, but that's stone furnace. We need to probably upgrade that a bit. I left my home to join the army. Right, I think we're going to have it sort of like here. Because they are a little bit like, it's, oh no, that sounds a little, no. Well, it's right in the stone processing sector. But it's a little bit too on the job, if that makes any sense. Like, it's too much. What I don't want to do is I don't want to put something that's close to a current resource, because fucking sod's law, I'm going to find that there's going to be a beautiful amount of stone somewhere around here, and I'll have to reroute that fucker all over the place. So there is stone... Whereabouts was it? I did see a large amount of stone that was covered in bugs. Yeah, it's up there. So that would be a thing to come down to the left. So yeah, I am justified in putting it up here. Good. Okay. Probably will need to redesign this a little bit. I could make this vertical, though. Yeah, we could make this vertical. Yeah, perfect. Because the thing is, the stone's not just going to be for making it into tablets. So, yeah. I'm kind of curious to see how much power this is going to require, and whether or not I have the facilities to make this. Because bearing in mind, all that we've done so far is just produce the initial, like, primary resource requirements. We haven't even begun the tertiary stuff. What I will do, though, is I will adjust this a little bit. Perfect. Right, perfect. Yeah, if we do it like this, then it doesn't really matter so much that we don't have a huge production line of stone and shit coming in. Obviously, it would be nice, but I'm not in like an absolute cravingly desperate mood. I think what I'll probably focus on a little bit... yeah, what I'll probably do to start with is probably... make sure everything's working on this side. Perfect. Right. You. Right, so then... Perfect. There we go. So... yeah, this... so at the moment, yeah, what I'll probably will do is I'll reactivate the power for the entire base. So that way we don't have to worry too much about... right, and you, we can kind of do this. Oh, nice! We didn't. Oh, even fucking better. Oh, that was lovely. I didn't even realize we had that much. I was genuinely... Uh-oh. No, but genuinely kind of an awesome thing, because obviously I was a little concerned that we wouldn't have enough... I was a little concerned we wouldn't have enough... I was a little concerned that we would not have enough belts, nor would we have enough inserters, because obviously it's a fairly large amount of stuff. Though the power situation is beginning to become a little more concerning every time I build shit. Hello, a couple of missing ones there. There we go. The one downside about these flashing icons is sometimes you can't actually see the icons that aren't existing there yet. Right. We don't have a... Oh no, we have the one last radar. Perfect. There we go. Right. Stone. Done. Iron and steel. Done. Copper. Done. Power. About to be done. I left my home to join the army. God bless this fucking this grapple gun. Seriously, it's the most. If I had to rate the useful tools and mods that I think should be in the game from like the get-go, grapple gun. And it needs to be early. It cannot be a mid to late game item because it would just ruin the effectiveness of it. Like, sure, you know, the resource level, in terms of resource cost to value, it's obviously, you could argue it's slightly overpowered. Because, you know, effectively it neutralizes it. Well, it actually, to be fair, I'm going to say it's not overpowered because you could say, oh, but it reduces the need for you to use, you know, vehicles. And I'm like, bitch, if you get caught by bugs, it doesn't matter whether you're in a vehicle or in a fucking grapple gun. To be fair, being in a vehicle, you might have a better chance of survival. Hello, Ansy and Ansels. Apologies if I hadn't caught your message earlier. It's going quite well, thank you very much. I'm in the process of just reactivating the... I'm just in the process of reactivating my base. Turn that to there, turn that to there. Yeah, I'm just in the process of reactivating my base, so I'm just trying to get everything to work, which is the big scary thing. Right. Right, so we need... Power is being generated at the moment. Right, you. But yes, I would say it's going 10.8 megawatts. We're probably going to need to increase that slightly. Right, I'm thinking you, you, say one. Right, then you go to here, go to here, go to here, go to here. I live my heart. Join the army. There's probably a more efficient way of doing this, but at the same time, it does what I need it to do. megawatts, that's going to probably be enough. Right, fabled moment of connection. That didn't count. I have an idea. I want to make this one a little bit more streamlined, because eventually what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this entire sector into the power grid. Right. Eventually. Oh, fucking hell. I was gonna say. Right. Yeah. Everyone's going mad now. 28. Perfect. That's more than enough for what we need right now. More importantly, we should have all of this activated. He says. But no, I'd say this is going as well as it can be. Oh. Yeah, it might help if we connect that to her as well. Fucking useless. Oh, did I connect that power up? Oh, you bloody well better know that I didn't, you stupid monkey face retard Jaeger. Eh. Right, so connect you up. Why are you not connected? Oh, it's because we haven't built the fucking things yet, have we? No, of course not. Why would you? Right, where's the ghost then? There should be a connection. If these are all connected, why are they not connected? No power. Where is the missing link? I'm missing something here. I don't want to have to create a separate connection in order to, like... It should be... No, they are connected. They are connected. I can't... Like... They're connected. So is it just too much power? No. No, they are just... So what's... Why is this not connected? I'd love to know why this isn't connected. Because now it is connected, but that's not connected for that reason. Right. Is the... Yeah, the coal's coming down that way. Right. Coal is... We're going to be very diplomatic here and say is en route, but, you know. Right, perfect. Right, that's coming through now, that's coming through now, that's coming through now. All of these are coming through, which means the coal is going to start flowing a little bit more rapidly now. Okay, that's being reduced. Good. Coal is being sent back up top, which is lovely. Though, to be fair, the coal supply situation for that is almost negligible, but still. So coal is going to be a problem, which isn't entirely surprising. Perfect. Right, that's being produced. Oh, wait, no, hang on. Fucking typical. Well, it'll teach me to be too rushy. Right. Let's get this started. Let's get it started. Let's get it started. My personal favorite. Let's get retarded and now. Let's get retarded in here. Let's get retarded and now. Let's get retarded in here. Right. So, if we can gather up as much materials as possible to, so if we can get this initial, like, production facility set up, we can basically go absolute hell for leather. Though I think the first thing we should probably do is expand the coal production so we have enough to be able to feed all the furnaces. Because I think right now we're currently struggling to get everything going. So the first thing I'm going to focus on building is just as many of the miners as possible to then get the coal out. Once we get the coal out, then we can focus on more important things. But coal's going to become quite the important resource, so... I mean, fuel is also going to be important, and uranium and shit. But right now, I think coal is probably going to be the MVP of the game. Because while you could say steel and metal and all that jazz, I'm like, no. Coal is going to be everywhere, and we're going to need it. Let's get retarded. Let's get retarded in here. Let's get retarded. Let's get retarded in here. Running, and running, and running, and running. There we go, perfect. Right. Actually, yeah, that's fine. Perfect. Right. Perfect. And then at least now I can kind of look more towards the production on... Perfect. I see the reason why I had the problem in the first place. Perfect, okay. Perfect. Let's see. Lovely. And better still, thanks to having the rather large supply of splitters already pre-built, we were able to maximize the efficiency on that. Perfection. Right, so that way then that can kind of come through. Actually, what I might do is I might do something like this. Yeah, that works. Right, so that's going to be produced from that. That's being produced over there. Ha 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 ha. Perfect. Right. First thing you need to do is build as many of these things as possible. Right. Fantastic. That's being produced. Right, the tertiary phase is complete. Now we must focus on building more of these. Let's make the plans for these to go. Dum-de-dum. Dum-de-dum-dum. Dum-de-dum-dum-dum. Dum-de-dum-dum. Dum-de-dum. 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 We're probably going to have to redesign this a little bit, but to start with, we're not going to have anywhere near the level of fucking coal production. Well, yes. Grab you. Near to that as fast as possible. Nice. Steel chest. Okay. Dum-dee-da-dum. Dum-dee-dum-dum. Dum-dee-dum-dum-dum. Dum-dee-da-dum. Dum-dee-dum. 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 Da-da-da-dee-dum. Right, and you go yonder. Perfect. So that's gone into that. We've got the production facilities all set up. How are we looking for power, to be honest? Okay, we're floating around 7.6 watts per minute. Oh, per second. Which isn't bad. It's definitely a noticeable impact. So we're going to have to be careful with how we do our production facilities. But it's not atrocious, which is the important thing. Now, of course, comes the issue of planning out the rest of the bloody place. Basically, hopefully, these guys are going to drain these amounts fairly quickly. Oh, my legs. Okay, so the first thing I think we should probably focus on... probably... not copper. Yes, probably copper. No, we've already done that. Probably science and belts. Let's see. Yeah, belts is probably the next thing we're probably going to have to focus on building. So, science book, lab chain. You just made a goddamn virtual insanity. Right. Wow, look at the fucking GG. Christ. We need to build the lab chain more or less internally at this point. Grab that, grab you, and grab you. What am I looking for? These things. And these things. Perfect. Grab that. Might as well grab the science as well. Not really what I wanted. We've got a decent amount of copper still. Right. Right, let's think. Where the fuck do I put this? In a sense, we could start deleting that particular... Eventually, we could delete this. Like landfill it, or platform it, whichever, really. Primarily... Oh, hello. You're a little lake. Here's hoping you're a large leg. Right.
Methinks we can go for something like that. You know what? It's doable. Let's give it a bash.
Right, the thing we want to probably do first of all is have the science lab chain set up so we know where it needs to be. And like what else, everything else around it sort of thing. So obviously we can't put it too close to the resource nodes, so probably here. Like roughly where I'm standing. So we need to make as many of these fuckers as possible. Yeah, that's going down. Okay, I want those labs to be on that side, but everything to be reversed. Right, that many will be a good start. Right. If we can make more of a lab chain, then I'm happy. But obviously, it really is dependent on how many... it does depend on how many labs we have available for us. Yeah, I have one more chain to go then. One more chain. At least once we get this thing all set up, it shouldn't be too much of a faff to deal with. It'll just be, obviously... Right. Getting through. Right. Slowly but surely, we are getting our proverbial shit together. Right, I just need to put the power cables in.
I wonder how much power this is going to drain. I do need to, just thinking about, just listening to like the Satisfactory audio, I do need to get back into that game at some point. I think Update 6 has in fact been released, and it just, I've just completely missed it. Which, I'm genuinely surprised. I honestly expected it to be a bit more of a fanfare. I mean, to be fair, the game itself is really good. Don't get me wrong, I love it. It's a fantastic 3D game, you know, for the respective Factorio players or whatnot. But the problem I find with Satisfactory is it's very... what's the word? There's no real replayability to it once you've completed it once or twice. There are, of course, you know, the whole mega factories and the other things, but the resort, apart from maybe starting in a different location for like your second or third time, there isn't really a lot of replayability to Satisfactory, which is a bit of a shame. But apart from that, the game itself is absolutely wondrous. I just hope they do what Ark does, which is they let the community make a number of custom maps for it. That would be fucking dope. Now, sure, they'll have to update the game and do whatever and change the resource values, but I think it would be a really good opportunity for the developers to see what kind of quality maps the community can make. Because as with always, community map makers, you get the good ones and you get the bad ones, but at the end of the day, they provide the good ones are most memorable, and it just makes the whole experience that much more exciting because you know, you can make as many playthroughs as you want, and you can constantly discover new things and figure out how to beat the game or do whatever. And I think that would be fantastic. Though it's a shame that the developers said that they wouldn't go down the defend your base route like they would with Factorio. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's irritating to have to defend it and whatnot, but at the same time, it is also like, it's a shame the bugs can't be... It's a shame there's no enemy that... You can't have a setting for that, for example. But hey-ho. Anyway, more important things. We need... Well, let's... Some of you... Eventually, we're going to be able to max these things out. What am I missing? Something. Oh, that was right. Oh, I have platform again. Did I have platform before? Okay. I mean, to be fair, we could probably start by getting rid of this. There you go. A lot less to worry about now. Right, you've got steel being produced over there. We've got... Oh yeah, I need metal. That was it. We should, if we go up to the top and use resources over here, I should be able to use... It's going to take a while, admittedly, but it just means then we can immediately start utilizing all of these resources. Right, what am I missing? Copper again. Because if I can, yeah. So the plan right now is we're going to try and handcraft as many of the miners as possible, so that then I can start looking into taking all of these resources, hooking them up, and move them around a bit, or maybe hooking these two together, move them up to the right, up into this location, and hook them into this particular system. So that way we can balance them all, and then we'll be able to maximize the steel processing, the iron and steel processing. Speaking of which, let's get this started. So that way we can clear out our inventory a bit. But no, I'm feeling quite confident about this particular playthrough so far. It's going to take us a long time, and I'm sure there's going to be points where I'm going to have to, like, stop and need advice or have someone have a look at it. I'm not going to have people play in this particular playthrough, though. Or at least, I'm not going to do it live. If they do come along, I'll only have them have a look at it and, like, they can maybe make a couple of tweaks here and there, but I'm not going to have them play live at the same time. This is primarily going to be a solo play. And the only reason why I would possibly even get someone in is because if they have a particular way to show me how to make something work better. But the issue is, the issue with most Factorio players is they either go with their own perspective, which is not wrong, but it's like, no, it's not really, it's a harsh thing. I don't know. It's not that I don't appreciate it. It's not like I wouldn't appreciate the help, and I do appreciate the advice. But if someone comes in, I've often found that they do things... The way that I've had people help me with this thing so far is that they'll do it the way that they know how to do it. And sure, it'll make things work, but I won't really fully understand the best way of doing something, if that makes sense. You know, it's like they'll do the thing to fix the problem. But it's like, I find the best way I learn how to do this game is by, you know, somewhat figuring out, plus, you know, I don't know, it's really fucking hard to discuss, really, without sounding like an asshole. It's really hard to learn from someone else in this game, for some reason. At least with what I've had so far. It may be different in the future. Maybe maybe it's because of my retarded brain, which is always a possibility. Suddenly increased the productivity. It's because probably the thing's full on the other side. Right. Okay. So, yeah. And then obviously... 1, 2, 3, 4. Lol. Right. But no, to go back to, like, to try and describe the best way I can. The issue I've had so far is that sometimes when people come in to help, it's like they do the thing and it's brilliant, but then it kind of, I don't know. Learning this game is difficult for me. I think that's the best way I can describe it. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I've only played with certain people. I don't know. It's really hard to sort of describe it, but it's like I don't feel like I can learn enough to be able to remember the lessons effectively enough. Perhaps that's perhaps the way of describing it. Plus, also, the other thing is I'm not a huge fan of the bus meta. This sounds really stupid, I realize, because it's not that I'm not aware of the benefits of the bus system. You know, everything under a single, line, and it's all efficient, and blah, 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 blah. I get it. That is, without a doubt, it is a very good system, and I understand that it makes a lot of things easier to deal with. But I don't like having to rely on that one system every time I want to do anything in this game. So it's like I don't do it. It sounds, I'm probably gimping myself and whatever, but I don't like the bus system. I don't think it's for how I play or how I want to play. I find the bus system to be too repetitive and too it's too restrictive in its design flow, which is why I like going busless, because I can then focus 100% on constructivity of my base. It's like I can focus about making my base not only look cool, but also feel cool, and work in its own particular mannerisms. And if that means I have to spend a little bit more time fanny-arsing around with some other stuff, I'd rather do that than do the same bus design every time just because I want to produce something. I don't know. At this moment in my knowledge level, the bus feels way too fucking restrictive. Right, how we diddling with power? No, we're to be fair, there isn't a huge amount of this being done. Right. Best way I could think of doing this. He's probably not going to fill up the entire thing, but at least we can kind of go, yeah, that's how this is going to work. And then if there's any particular research I need to do, for example, storehouse, fluid wagons, though to be fair, right now I'm probably going to focus a little bit more on the important shit, like the portable solar panels, perhaps, the stack inserters, filter inserters. Fluid wagons, probably a good idea. Radar tracking, radar reveals areas around vehicles, vehicle tracker, train tracker. Actually, that's not a bad idea. Armored train. Oh, flamethrower turret. Oh. And there's automated water transport, because of course there is automated water transport. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, we got a lot of research to do. Mm-hmm. Perfect. Right. So the first thing we should probably focus on is the vehicle tracking. Then armored train. Automated water transport. That one there. Shotgun turrets. Maybe? Or cliff explosives. I mean, cliff explosives are kind of a non-issue. Yes, that will probably be useful for dealing with that. And stack inserters. Yeah! Yes! Oh, that's a good feeling. How's the power generation? 10 watts. Okay, 3 megawatt increase on that. Yes! Oh, I feel so triumphant. Oh yeah. For some reason, this is a really nice feeling. Perfect. This is fucking awesome and I'm loving it. Right, okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to max out the production facility of the coal. Once that's sorted, we go down towards this location. I like how I'm using my hands when I'm in a stream. So we're going to go around here. We're going to go around here, maximize the production facility of the coal, then head south, deal with the maximized production facility of the metal, which then we should be able to bump the production value of the metal. We use the metal then to we use one of these furnaces to basically be nothing but nothing but the which logic would dictate this would be. It would make sense for this to do that, to be fair. Yeah, so one of these is going to only produce things for the steel. The other one's going to only produce it for the other stuff, which then will mean we can... I'll need to get this out as well. Perfect. Once that's all empty as well, we'll be able to finally move up some more production. I don't know how much science production we have, but if we can get whatever we can before that runs out. Right, that's being murderized. Good, good. That's doing that as well, which is fantastic. That's doing that. Yeah. And then with with these two basically being produced, then I can basically make as many of the then I can make as many of those as possible. I'll also start like increasing the amount of there's a reasonable amount of copper there. And this is a proper lake as well, which is nice. Right, let's produce some more of these so we don't end up so I can that way I can get rid of the excess. There's two reasons for this. The first is so I can get rid of the excess steel furnaces, and the next is because I do kind of want to expand the copper production a little bit. Fairly certain we're going to need to expand this a bit at some point. I mean, to be fair, every time I've expanded production of something, it turns out it's not actually done anything good for it. But I'd like to have the stuff on standby. Even if we don't use any of this particular stuff, it just means it's there. And then if I do start getting an absolute fucked load of copper ore, then obviously I can start immediately utilizing it. Oops. And also then it gives me the ability to right, boom, boom. Right. Do 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 do. Get that going, get this going, get that going, get this going, get that going, get this going, get that going, get this going. Perfect. Yeah. Not perfect. So far, it's working out quite well. But we'll probably need to think about... We've been going for a few hours, so I'll probably wrap things up in a little bit. I think we've done a pretty decent job so far today. Have we run out of research? I'm guessing yes. I probably should construct another radar dish at some point as well. Just so that way we've got the ability to keep an eye on the research. But it's not quite the end of the world in that regard. I may need to think about a plan for a railroad. I think I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to add a tag. Oh, logistics. Don't say that L word. It's you know, there's like the safe word for when you're if you're in a particularly spicy relationship with someone. Well, logistics to me is kind of the anti-safe word. It's kind of like the trigger word, you know. it's the debt device word. I'm going to make a train hub, a plan for a train hub around here-ish. Now, obviously, that's quite a long-term distance goal. But by having the train hub located there, what I'm intending on doing is trying to make it so that this base will be kind of every other location will be an FOB. So everywhere else that produces stuff or, you know, or everywhere else that I send shit out to do will all come back into this main hub location. So all the shit, like all the trains, basically will come into it with taking resources out and obviously, you know, clearing out the other shit. But basically, they'll come in like so, come from here, from here, from here, and eventually it's going to be a case. Oh God, that's a lot of bugs. That is a lot of bugs. Eventually, the plan is we're going to have all the trains basically filter into the main train station hub, and then this basically turns into whatever, which is quite useful. I think I will use the coal here just to maximize. Perfect. Right, at least that's going to be all set up. I left my home. I left my home to join the army. To join the army. I left my home to join the army. Right, that's a pretty solid position. Looks like we've run out of science as well, which is a little bit of a shame. I did hope we can get the fluid wagons, more than the fluid wagons, and if we could get the fluid, I was hoping to get the fluid wagons all set up so that if we decide to, you know, get an oil refinery in the future, but if that's all we got, that's all we got. Yeah. Oh, that's all the red's gone. That's why. Fuck. Ah, pigs here. I mean, we could technically make it. No, actually, no, we can't. We need to. That needs to be in an assembler. Fuck. All the red's gone. Fuck mine. Right, we will need to start thinking on building the buildings back, or putting the buildings back is probably the more important. Is probably the correct term. But yeah. Is there a thing? Yeah, there's nothing in here. Right. Oh, yeah, we do have that. Nice. Right. So what I'll probably do is... can last for a little bit on that. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3-ish. Yeah, 3-ish. Yeah, belt balancer, 3 to 1. We listen to each other's arms, find you're never too far apart, and maybe love is the reason why, for the first time ever we see seeing it, seeing it, for the first time. Actually, probably not do it like this. Like instead this. Seeing it, right, perfect. Okay, so you can do that. Perfect. Right, then you can do this. Perfect. Right, so... Okay, so that's now got that sorted. Perfect. So they're going to start doing that shit, which will then split off and do that shit. Right. Woohoo! Right, there we go. So the coal production's going to be solid for a little bit. Then we're going to probably have to think about expanding westwards to deal with the coal supply. But that is... It is smaller than I'd like, I'll be fair. But there is also this 3.5 mil over here, so it's not like we're completely fucked yet. I will probably have to hook that up at some point. Probably when we hit the 300,000 mark on this. So, but that won't be for some time yet, hopefully. So, yeah, Emperor willing, that won't be for a while. But more importantly right now, we need to get the iron production expanded upon a bit. So, let's get started with that. Like, I'm probably going to wrap things up once I've taken care of the iron production. I think that will be a good place, because after the iron production's more or less sorted, we're then going to hop over to... we're then going to start the reconstruction effort on building the... on the industrial estate for the next episode. So, thank you very much for everyone who stuck with us throughout this this point. If you do want to see the start, if you want to, you know, if you've only just come into the stream and you want to think from the start, don't worry. This will become an episode in which is already going to be listed in a playlist, which should be available on my channel. So, if you want to check that out, by all means, do so, and I hope you enjoy from the beginning. Some episodes may be longer, some episodes may be shorter, but ow, bugger. Some episodes may be longer, some episodes may be shorter, but at the end of the day, it's all about... Right, so you go there. You go there. So, yeah, basically once this has all been... Oh god, how many into one? Probably gonna need to build some more of these. Yeah, it's just a smidge. This one we won't probably need to have... That works. Clickety click. Yeah, we're probably gonna need these. Just saying. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 200 of those will be fine. That's gonna be more than enough. Okay. So yeah, what we're gonna do is we're gonna basically try and we're gonna do a bit of a weird sort of switcheroony, where basically we're gonna try and condense these motherfuckers into like however many into ones. Yeah. So basically, we're gonna condense these two using the however many into one belt balancers. Then we're gonna condense them further into an additional to try and get them to squeeze into like one particular belt line, and then all the way up to here. It may bottleneck somewhat, but at the same time, it's like. Yeah. But then in theory, the production value will go up because then I can basically hook them back into this system, and then it'll come down to here. This shit will get produced, and we'll have far more spread as well. Though to be fair, it's looking pretty solid from here already. So we'll see. Oh, hello. Mil. I could, in theory, though, put one... I could put it like... We could put, like, one supports the other or something like that, but... We'll see. Right, let's get you set up. This is probably going to cost us a shitload of power, though. I am wondering what kind of intake this is going to cost in terms of megawatts. Because on the other hand, on the one hand, it's not, they don't take up a huge amount, but the sheer size and amount of these things that we're producing, it's going to be it's going to be quite a substantial amount of shit. Right. Well, whilst we're waiting for the remaining 74 to be produced, I'm going to go do a tiny bit of exploring. Just a tiny bit. Because... tiny. Like, ever so fucking tiny. Oh, hello! Okay, you're quite a distance, but that's 8.5 mil copper. This is quite a substantial pool of water, which is extremely good. This is very good. We've got some uranium as well. Not a huge amount, but still a pretty decent amount. What the? Oh, for a second I had a heart attack. I was like, oh, nice. I'll take some of that. I'll take some of that. 2503. Nice. I'll definitely take some of that. 68. I'll take the resources, because obviously we need it. I'll also take the gate as well, because I think we'll need the gate. Right. Okay. That's pretty cool. There's also some water over there as well. Right, so... we've got a nice potential choke here. A very nice choke. Ooh, hello. 4.8 mil. That's a good start. That's a very good start. And it's yellow belts with some yellow balancers. Fuck yes. Somebody knows that I need this. I love you so. Come have a kiss. What I love about the Ruins mod. I mean, to be fair, in the grand scheme of things, it's like, eventually this is going to be considered useless, but I could just not take it. But this is always going to be useful, and the yellows and the, yeah, it's fucking worth it. It is so worth. Okay, bugs to the left, with a nice giant, oh, fuck you, that's a really nice looking, right. Quite a substantial amount, yeah, that's fine. We're all friends here. Right, lovely little tundra location, and a very tiny bit of water. Tundra with water, that's going to be so not helpful. I'll take you, though. Right. And there's a giant lump of coal right next to us. That's actually pretty cool. Right, so we've got some good news about the local environment. There's some good shit. More importantly, we've got our copper solved. Our copper problem is somewhat resolved. It's not like... the hell? Holy shit! Dynamite? I have not noticed this before. Is there another crashed ship about? Maybe. Nice. I'm not gonna look. I mean, I'm not gonna look to gift. I'm not gonna look a gift horse in the mouth. I will take this. Right. I'm still quite reliant on the yellow belts. So this is any time I see yellow every time I see yellow inserters or yellow belts, I'm like, I'll take it. I will loot that shit. Okay, so the bugs are taking defensive positions up in the north, as well as the south now. But to the east, we've got a decently sized ocean, or lake, and better still, there's some copper, there's some stone, there's iron, and everything we need to expand. So this is definitely a good reason to expand eastwards. And once I get the train situation sorted, I could probably send the train along this particular area, and we could basically turn it into a proper facility. There we go. Click. Ooh, my fingers. That was a proper click. God. Getting fairly hungry as well. Right, now that that's been constructed, we can hopefully... We're probably going to have to build more of those... just a smidge. We're probably going to have to build a few more of those thingamabobs, the drillers. So, 1, 2, 3, 4... Oh, one way. We need stone as well, fuck. I keep forgetting that. 1, 2, 3, Don't need that. Do need that. 85. 85, there we go. I left left my home. Join the army. I'm just storing up all of the copper from this, so then I could... Once this becomes... I mean, we can already see that there's a slight problem with our copper supply here. But that's fine. We can manage that. Again, we're just needing to produce... I just want to sort out my metal production before having to resolve anything on my copper production. Right. We should have enough to finish off this pile at least, which is a nice change. And then the next one, we may have to wait a little bit before we can get the other pile going, so it's not quite as resolved as that. But I think, to be fair, I think we've done a pretty good job for today. Right, perfect. So now I just need to get all of these produced. I probably, for the first thing, will need to focus on building in our next stream is probably... Yeah, so probably for the next stream our... Oh, fuck a duck. Is... the belt production building. I might also adjust that particular belt because I do have the larger buildings now, the Architecture Mark IIs, and I think what I'll probably do with the Architecture Mark II is I might make a dedicated belt, belt, underground, and splitter. So dedicated buildings for that particular thing, and then obviously we can, and if we need to do it for the Mark II belts, then obviously we can adjust as needed. But like, if I can get the pre-template set up for that, then that means I can effectively in future streams and potentially future playthroughs. Why would I do that? Come on. Why would you do that? There we go. So then... No, because then this just turns into normal belts. And you... There we go. Perfect. Right. Then you do the same thing. To be fair, I could do something like this. If I can, like, skip having to utilize underground belts, I will, because they're not the cheapest things to make, and they also can be quite awkward if you run out of them at an inopportune moment. Whereas, obviously, belts are the cheapest chips, so... Right, so you... Same thing. In fact, you could probably be cheeky and not even need to do any belts for this side. Right, nice. Let me see. Right, there we go. Perfect. Right, lovely. So you need to come all the way up to here. You need to... So how many... say here, basically. So you need to go there. You need to go there. You need to go there. You go there. You go there. You go there. You need to go here and up, and then left. Up again to there. Right. Yeah. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 to 1. Yep. This is probably going to be a little bit more than 6. I get the suspicion. Probably, there we go. Right, that goes into that. There. Right. This one's a little less willing to be, yeah, this one's a little less willing to, right. Up balls. Yeah, you need that. Has it fucked up? I can't have done. This one we can just do that. Yeah, this one we can just do that. I'm gonna say this is probably gonna end up being not really utilized that much. With the exception of like this and possibly that, yeah, there's not really gonna be a huge amount of incentive for this thing. But you know what? Oh well. Let's see. So yeah, we should have enough once that's been finished construction. I mean, to be fair, we already have a decent amount already. It's just we don't have enough to finish the production value. We'll get started on one side, though, at least, so it's all more or less set up. Hello, Poochu. Apologies for missing the message. I've been fairly distracted making this stuff. I hope you're having a nice time today. There we go. Right, we're doing pretty good today. I think we've done a pretty decent work so far. As I said, if you guys are coming in on the stream, welcome to the stream. We're coming up to near the end of the stream, but if you want to catch up with everything earlier, feel free to head to the playlist or go further back into the stream, because this is intended to be a episodic series. So you should be able to see all of the wondrous things leading up to this point, including the pitfalls and the fuckeries and all that jazz. And you get to see all of the wonderful stuff and a playlist style section. So if you are interested in seeing that, feel free to check out my channel, whereupon I'm fairly convinced I put the link in the description, but if not, then I'll obviously make the adjustments once I finish this stream, and then they should all have the link to the playlist. And then I'll make sure to put that link in the playlist every time, or you know, try and have a save, or like redo the save or whatever. You know what I mean? You can do it. We can do this. Right. Anyway, trying to think about what else we can do whilst we're waiting, but there's nothing really we can do. Okay, so planning time. So the next stream, we're going to basically focus on making the buildings that produce the shit in the first place. The first thing we're going to be focusing on is science and belts, so we can then get the red science being produced once again. And then once we've done the red science, speaking of which, let's put this, I'll probably put this in the center, so young. There we go. So once we produced the science once we're producing the red science, the science as well as the other things, we're then going to focus on improving, we're then going to focus on getting the rest of the buildings set up, because we've got green circuits, electric burners, all this, the jazz. And then once we've finally gotten that shit sorted, we're then going to finally start focusing on improving the stuff, trying to get the better quality weapons and whatnot, better quality technology and everything else like that. And then eventually we're going to be able to get the... we're going to start getting the different sciences set up. So, for example, the oil production facility, the chemical science, spiked steel walls, which is going to be very useful, the trains and everything, lathe, obviously the ironclads, because that just sounds like a fucking amazing ship. And yeah, just generally we're just going to try and see if we can improve and get ready to learn. We just get ourselves further along now. So we've taken an entire episode to re-establish ourselves. So now we just need to get everything else set up, and I look forward to continuing that story with you guys. So if you like this kind of content, let me know in the comment section down below, clicking on the like button, and of course subscribing to the channel if you wish to do so. I am planning on doing a stream on Twitch to see what... It's not going to be the Factorio stream. I think I'm going to keep the Factorio playthrough on YouTube, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically try and use Restream to kind of have it so that on some days I do streams on Twitch, and other days I'll do streams on YouTube. And maybe that might be a way of doing it. I think at the moment with some of the YouTube, with some of the content I'm doing stream-wise, it's not getting a lot of traction. So I'm thinking if I perhaps go for the games that I'm not going to be making a Let's Play style series on, I'll obviously record those and put that into whatever. We need the bathroom. Right. If you bear with me for a few moments. Oh, it's just at the end of the fucking production line as well, and I need them. Right, I'll be as quick as I can. So I'm going to quickly nip to the loo before we wrap up the stream. So BRB for a few moments. I'm just going to quickly put the getting coffee option. And I will return. Curse you, internal organs! Right. Seems a little bit sad, but internal organs are assholes. So, obviously... Oh. It's out! Good, good. That is exactly what we need to have. 'Cause now there's nothing left to back it up. Yes. Na 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 na. Perfect. It just means that this gets cleared up really quickly. Perfect. Right. We're doing so well today. Right. Enjoying this moment. Voila. Right, I think everything's been made in terms of, right, you are not part of the system. So I do need to make a special adaptation for you. Everything should connect. So, yeah, then what we'll do is we'll have this just... Perfect. Right, so those two should now connect into one. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And again, 6 into 1. Perfect. Right, no, belt balances. 6 to 1, comrades. Right, so... I mean, eventually we're going to have to, like... Oh, no, hang on, that's not right. 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 So, yeah, that makes sense. And then we can... Right. do this. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Let's experiment with this edition. It's probably not going to do much, but you never know. I should know what we're doing. I don't really do anything. Ignore what I just did. I was going a bit crazy. Right. Okay, so the only thing I think we need to do now is just connect the power. Oh yeah, we need to create a radar. We need... God damn. Ah! Can't be asked. 1. Then the 13th. Just so we can get like a few on the standby in case we need any. Probably going to put the radar in this one here. Right. There we go. Perfect. Right. Ning, 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 ning. Ning, 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 ning. Ah. We don't have power yet because we don't have the fucking things installed. I do kind of wish that if you would ghost image a pole, rather than have the wire be connected, or to showcase the wire connection, you don't have that. Just saying, that would be kind of cool if they didn't do that. Or you could have an option to, like, if for example, if you hit the Alt button, you can have it show what the wires versus the non-wires. So at least then you know if something has gone down. Because, for example, if you're not really thinking, like me, and you see the wires, you don't immediately think, oh, that means, you know, I for example, if I see wires, it's like, I'm not immediately going to suspect, oh yeah, immediately going to suspect, hang on a second, is this a legitimate wire or a fake wire? Because there isn't any differential difference between a ghost wire for a pole and a real wire. So it just means that you end up, you know, having to look until the pole to be able to find out, oh yeah, so that is when it's all connected. I have to double check this again. No, they're all connected. And if you think, oh, just check to see the area of effect. Notice the fucking difference in color. Barely noticeable. It's the pole that tells you the difference. Like, barely any difference. Right. There's the pole. There's the pole. Alright, is that everything? Are we all gooch? Yeah. Fuck's sake. Always one. Oh, is that because of the... Ah, that's more just the fucking nature, then... Not? No. Right, that's being sorted. And that's now coming. Fantastic. I think that's a really good point to end on. So there we go, guys. We have done it. We have re-established the base in terms of production value. Well, the initial resource gathering. So as you can see, it's taken us a while. And that's fine. We've got radar. We have radar coverage over the entirety of the base production facilities. The coal has been improved, and we're now gaining a reasonably, decent rate. I've got iron and steel being produced of separate values. These are all going to hopefully max out as well, which is nice. I've got an additional amount of iron, so we've got, let's see, 1 million, 1.7, 2.7, around 3 to 4, maybe 5 million in total. So, yeah, around 5-ish million. Not to mention we have this as well. And in addition, we have another amount of iron ore here as well, so we can probably gather some. Eventually, I'm going to be able to eventually, I'm going to start turning this into platforms, so we can basically expand the base a little bit southwards, because this is not really a good location. Well, this is a very tiny lake, so I'm going to basically 86 this lake and move on and do some more other things. But yeah, so iron ore is basically, we're safe for a little while. Coal as well. If we go left and right, obviously there's also this iron ore as well as this. We can also head eastwards and gather some much needed copper ore along with some fuel, which is actually relatively close, which is pretty cool. The bugs are spreading out, unfortunately, but that's just going to have to be a factor we're going to deal with. We can also expand eastwards as well. There's a 12 million stack over there, but that's a long way away. But the most important thing, of course, is we need to get our production buildings set up now. So the center of this base, we're going to need to start re-establishing our buildings, re-establishing everything up. I may end up having to delete this and readjusting as and when needed, but still. I hope you guys have enjoyed regardless. So if you like this kind of content, let me know in the comment section down below, clicking on the like button and of course subscribing to the channel. And don't forget to check back in a bit, because I'll obviously this will be turning into a bit of a series. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in the next one. This is Mr. Jaeger signing out. And I forgot to turn the fucking coffee thing off. Bollocks!